Valerie, are you there? Oh, there you are. Awesome.
I'm here.
How are you?
Good. Very well. Thank you. Excited to
Awesome.
be here.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump in here. Valerie is a seasoned real estate broker with over 40 years of experience and a recognized senior transition specialist. And by the way, boomers are the number one home buyer and seller generation now. They've outpaced millennials. So this could be a good piece of, and this could be some good information for everybody. You're also the host of Always Ageless with Valerie via radio show dedicated to helping seniors and their families navigate the challenges of aging and access vital resources. She specializes in guiding older adults through major housing decisions, whether downsizing, relocating to a senior community, or modifying their home for accessibility. Her deep understanding of real estate, mortgage lending, and senior care makes her a trusted advisor in this niche and a powerful resource for agents serving senior clients. So thanks for being here, Valerie. Appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. I'm Valerie Vandesover, and I'm so honored to be with you today. I have spent decades in real estate, and in recent years, my focus has shifted towards one of the most rewarding and meaningful spaces I've ever worked in, and that is of serving seniors and their families through life's transitions. And it all started with a family experience because you see, we all have a senior. In my case, it was children of my dad's friends, my parents' friends, then what I went through with my father as he went into the last days of his life and the things that we went through, and the fact that I knew there must be other people my age who were going through similar situations and had no idea what to do or where to go. So before I dive into today's ideas, though, I want to say this clearly, and this may surprise you, but this isn't about finding the shiny object or riding the so-called senior tsunami wave. This is truly about serving people during one of the most complex and emotional seasons of their lives. Plus, it's often about working with the families as much as the aging adult themselves. And we learn in real estate, we don't want the families on the physical inspection. We don't want them telling us what to do during the sale or the purchase. But in this case, this is very much, in most cases, it's very much a family experience. This is truly important about serving people in this stage. It's about building trust, offering guidance with compassion, empathy, and expertise, being their resource during decision-making times, and trying to help them during times of making information decisions rather than crisis-based decisions. So you see, when seniors and their families face major housing or care decisions, it's very overwhelming. Most often, you're gonna find out that nobody's planned ahead. Nobody plans for getting old. Nobody wants to get old, so they don't plan for it. Certainly, we
They
plan for
just
having
ignore it.
children. We plan for all of these other things. We don't plan to get old. But people are not just choosing a place to live, they're choosing how to live, and in most cases, for the rest of their lives. We can't tell them where to live, but we can offer ways for how they could live. What they don't need is another real estate agent. They don't need an agent. And don't think for even 1 minute that if you can send out postcards to people just because if they've lived in their home 20 years and you're going to get business, that is very, very, very wrong. And don't think that because someone's over 55, they immediately on their 55 plus 1 day birthday, they've gotten old. And that you're going to start to see, because of the Zilver tsunami, you're going to start to see a whole bunch of old people walking on the streets, in restaurants, in airports, everywhere you go. People are all of a sudden going to be old. That's not at all the case. And no longer is it people old at 55, they're not old at 65. And we happen to know from personal experience on this side of the screen that many of us aren't old at over 70 or more. So you might want to read the book Stage Not Age, which will teach you about marketing to people at their stage in their life, not their age. So I'm excited, though, today to share with you some ideas of how you can make money, how you can expand your business ethically, intentionally, and compassionately with care while becoming a truly indispensable resource to people when they need you most. And learn that it's more about transitions and care than it is transactions. So let's get started and talk about some of these ways that you can build your business serving seniors. First of all, let's talk about being a placement professional, because that's what we do, right? We are placement professionals. But in this case, you're going to be a placement professional where you help someone find either the assisted living community or the memory care community or a board and care home. And whatever you do, don't use the F word. These are not facilities, they're communities. Okay, no one wants to live in a facility. A facility is a prison. We want to live in assisted living community, a memory care community, or even in a board and care home or a skilled nursing community. We don't want to live in facilities. Do not use the F word. I encourage you. So why this is important is that families are often making decisions under stress, time pressure, or emotional strain where they're going to go next. Someone may have a fall, and all of a sudden you get a call from a child in Minnesota, whoever lives in Minnesota, not no offense, and their parents live in California. My mom needs to be put in a place, someplace else. She can no longer live at home. So a lot of these things that we're going to talk about today are referral based. You can make relationships and get referrals probably more than ever with parents and children in other parts of the United States. So this is at a time when you need to become the trusted guide. How do you become the expert at being a placement professional? There are opportunities to make this your job. You could say, rather than being a realtor, I want to be a placement agent. There are classes for this. There are designations. There are councils or organizations, and I can refer you to someone who's a fabulous teacher should you choose that you want to be a placement agent. I've taken the class because I may want to do both. So how do you make money as being a placement agent? The community where you place your client actually pays you a referral, a fee, and actually can be very lucrative. Sometimes they pay as much as 1% or the first month's rent of the place where you place them. So for example, in my area, there's very few assisted living communities that are less than $6,000 a month. So your fee could be $6,000. But if you place one or two people, for some of you, depending on where you live in the United States, that could be more than your real estate commissions. So you might want to do this on the side. You might want to leave your real estate career for a time and just try it out. Or you might want to just offer it as a referral. Even if you offer it as a referral, find out about all the care communities in your area. They're not at all the same. They all have their differences. They all have different community, different programs. Some of them are social based. Some of them are location based. Some of them are activity based. Some of them have certain kind of groups or clubs in them. One in my area is close to a university, so they have a club for all the retired professors who live there. So be sure that you find out all the information about what they offer. And we have a checklist that we can share with you about how you want to call these communities, meet with them, take a tour, and find out what it is that they offer that makes them special from everybody else. Because you're not selling anything here. You're just solving one of the hardest decisions that a family will make. And just as we used to be able to say as a real estate agent, your services are free to them. They don't pay you, although some of them could, and you may have an arrangement with some of them that if you don't get a commission from the community where you're sending them, they could pay you. But generally speaking, your services as a placement agent are free to your clients. Along with this, however, they need to move. And you could take the role of being a senior move manager. What does a senior move manager do? Right? You're a real estate agent. You don't want to have to do all of the move. Well, that's a really important part. And remember that in all of these things, that you are becoming their advisor. This is a very long process. You may start working with someone and they may not move for a couple years. And they might tell you, oh, I'm fine, I'm happy. And you'll hear people say, you're not going to haul me out of my house until you get rid of me in a pine box. But then something happens. You get the call. They fall, or they've had several falls, or one of them needs to go into a community and the other doesn't. So what is a senior move manager? You could take the role of being the move manager, or you could network with a move manager. And it could be as simple as packing for them. It could be as simple as coordinating with a moving company. And it could be as much as that it's always the fall when you get the call, Kristen, yes. Or you could be the one actually, move managers will actually go to the next location and set them up. So when the client arrives in their next home, it's all ready for them. They don't have to do anything. And this is really important because you think, oh, well, you'll just call your local mover and get a referral. Not at all. A company that we work with actually has a division that's designated and specifically committed to working with seniors. Just imagine if it was your mom or you or your family, and the day that they're supposed to move, that the moving company arrives and they're crying and they say, I just can't move today, or I just can't stand to get rid of my piano, or my daughter was going to take my buffet and she hasn't come to get it yet, and I don't want to give it away. What am I going to do? So you have to have a team, and Tina Lowe is on the call. Thank you, Tina. You have to have a team of people who understand the emotions that goes along with making a move after someone has lived in their home for years. And a lot of times people don't want those things, but the seniors don't want to give them up. So being a move manager could be a whole separate business. It could be something you just want to be a part of, or it could be something that you want to be a partner with someone else. But it's so valuable. It's so valuable that you keep people calm and that they have an opportunity to, you remember you're giving up a lifetime of memories, not just a bunch of what you might think is clutter. Another way that you can make money is to do home safety analysis for current residents. There's two things that we want to talk about. One is the National Aging in Place Council, or the concept of aging in place. Now, aging in place doesn't mean it has to be in the home where they live now. It could be just wherever they live. Aging in place could be in an assisted living community. It could be in a memory care. It could be in a board and care home. And it could be in the place that they're going. But the National Aging in Place Council, I'll give a little quote here, push for them right now, talks about and teaches us about aging in place. There's also something called age tech. Age tech, anybody on the call know what age tech is? Raise your hands. Age tech is something we all should be watching. Age tech is doing phenomenal things in creating products and services and tools to make living in home much easier for people. Lighted grab bars, AI that will talks to my mom and helps her pick her television station and so forth. So you want to learn about aging in place, because wherever they are, they need to be safe. They need to be able to be in peace and be comfortable. And you want to know that your loved ones are in a place where they're safe. And it's not just about grab bars. So don't limit yourself to thinking, oh, I need to make sure my mom has grab bars. It's much, much, much more involved in that. It's lighting. Do they have the right lighting, both inside and out of the home? How about the floor? For me, I had to throw away my mom's rugs, which was very painful for me because I love rugs. Also, did you know that if they want to step into their shower, you can buy a small ramp that can take them from their floor into their shower? You can get these at Home Depot. Also, kitchen accessibility. Also, entryways and exits. I sold a home just last month, and I saw all these bangs in the doorway into the bathroom. And I realized that all these nicks and bangs on the doorway. And I realized that the current tenant had a wheelchair, and she had so much trouble getting in there that she totally ruined the frame of the bathroom getting in and out. So the other thing it's important to realize is just because someone lives in a 55 plus community doesn't mean that it's aging in place ready. Because some of these were built 30, 40 years ago, and some of them even now. Make sure that just because it's a 55 plus community doesn't mean that it's ready for aging in place. So what you can do is create an analysis. You can be the one who does an analysis, and we can refer you to someone who has a guide, or you can create your own, where actually you go and to people's homes where they live now, and you can offer services at a fee where you can walk through the home, do a report, so to speak. It's not a physical inspection, it's simply an analysis, and make suggestions of things that they could do to make their home aging in place ready or more prepared to age in place, to increase their independence, identify hazards, things that I didn't even think about. My mom moved into a 55 plus community and I thought it was going to be perfect safe. I said, Mom, you're in a 55 plus community. But then we looked through it and realized all the things that really aren't aging in place safe. And then you can make recommendations. So you prepare a little analysis for these people and you can ask them to pay you for that service. You can do it as a standalone paid consultation. You can do it as a part of your consultation when you have a listing appointment. There's a lady in Ohio who does it when she lists a house. She does it with her listing. She offers it as a service. Or you can make it a part of a senior move consultation package. Or you can even do an analysis for someone who might buy that home after your clients move out. When you offer this service, you're not just pointing out problems, but you're pointing out opportunities for peace of mind. And the families, especially if the families don't live close by, this is very, very, very valuable. And another thing you can do is you can do a purchase property analysis for senior buyers by networking with other agents. So there are other agents who may be selling a home to a potential senior client, and they would like to know, what would we need to do to make this home ready for my buyer? And most agents not working with the senior population, and most agents not being aware or being really knowledgeable in aging in place issues and improvements, may not know how to do this. So you could also offer your services to other agents to do an analysis of a home that they may be selling, kind of like the same thing as they do an inspection or whatever. Well, you're not really doing an inspection, but they may hire you. And there's a young lady in St. Louis who does a phenomenal business with this, and agents pay her to analyze the home that they're selling and make suggestions to the incoming buyer of what they can do to make their home more aging in place ready. So it's a specialized service. You can partner with other agents, or this is something you can do yourself. It is not it's not an inspection, it's an analysis. So you want to look at that home and say, could this be their forever home? Can they put a ramp up to, maybe they only have one step to the front door, but for somebody, maybe that's not enough. So they need to do some kind of a ramp. Maybe they need something to get into the shower. Maybe they need to improve the lighting in the kitchen. Maybe the cabinet doors open in the wrong way and keep them from being able to go through the house properly. So buyers often fall in love with a house because of the view or the location without realizing that the entry has 3 stairs and no railing, or the bathroom can't be widened and they can't get into the shower, or the laundry is in the garage and they have to go down a step or 2 to get to the laundry, or the flooring is a trip hazard. Even outside, coming up to the front door, there may be a trip hazard. So a purchase property analysis helps prevent regret, wasted remodel costs. And if you are an agent and you're selling to someone who's a senior, it's a service that you can do to them to have someone else come and do this analysis for you, especially if they have children in another state who aren't here to watch all those things, or their children aren't familiar with how to do that. So there are designations. You can get a designation of CAPS, which is a Certified Aging in Place Specialist, a CSA, which is Certified Senior Advisor, or experience with other people who do home modifications. So you would create a written report. I'm sorry, I'm on presentation. I'm sorry, someone's here. You can build relationships with other agents as well. Another thing that you can do and you'll want to do is establish relationships with a reverse mortgage lender and strategic partners with other people in the community. So for example, I believe that, and you may not all agree with me, I believe that reverse mortgages are one of the most misunderstood and underused mortgage tools right now. I think that a lot of people think that they're bad and they don't know and they haven't found out and they don't understand the advantage of a reverse mortgage, what it could mean actually to save someone being able to live in their home. Not only reverse finances if they're already in their home, but also reverse purchases. You could move someone into a home, they can buy a home with very little down or even 50% down and not have a mortgage payment. Yes, they still have to pay taxes. They still have to pay insurance. They may have to pay HOA dues, but then they're in a home. They don't have to worry about the rent going up on an apartment. They don't have to worry about a lease going up on a mortgage, on a mobile home. So I strongly recommend that you find out about reverse mortgages and make sure that you know what you're talking about, the pros and the cons. They're not for everyone. And yes, they do have some additional expenses, but they offer incredible advantages to people who otherwise might need to leave their home. I could give you examples, but we don't have time for that this morning, but I'm glad to share that with you. And we do have some people on our radio show who are experts in this, and I would love to share that information. So the truth is, can help them be with no or little mortgage payments. Now, you also want to network with people in your community, and this is so important, having strategic partnerships. And we all think we need to do that as realtors, but it's even more so when we're in the senior industry. You want to network with attorneys, with elder law attorneys, but also with attorneys who help people plan for their future, with financial planners, with movers, again, with movers, and be sure that you ask them, do you have a division that specializes in catering to seniors? Because if they don't, let us know. We have a company that nationwide, we have a company nationwide that we refer people to, and they have people who do nothing but sit there and cater to your seniors who are having these meltdown moments. Occupational therapists, employers. Do you know that there's an incredible amount of work time that's lost every day because people like you and I are taking time out to take care of our parents or our loved ones, and the amount of time we lose, our employers lose, is incredible. And we should be helping our employers by having lunch and learns or workshops so that they can be helping their employees solve some of those problems at home that are a drag on the work time. Activities managers at living active within living and care managers at memory care facilities and assisted living communities, in-home care managers. And there are so many opportunities to network with people that build elevators, people that build chairlifts. And in our radio show, we've been very fortunate to be able to interview and get to know some amazing people. Also, reach out to me. Some of us feel very passionate about that serving seniors is actually a calling. And if you want to be different, you want to answer the call to serve seniors. And some of us get up at as early as 6 o'clock every morning. On the West Coast, it's at 6 o'clock, 9 on the East Coast. And we're on a call every morning. It's called the Senior Call, talking about what we can do to serve seniors, not to sell more houses, but to serve seniors. Because after all, we know that there's over 11,000 people every day that are turning 65. And in just a few years after 2030, there will be more people over 65 in our population than there are under 18. So this is happening, but look at it as an opportunity to serve, because all of us don't want to move. But you're wondering, then why do I want to do this, right? Because if you are the resource and you are caring for these people and you are a respected resource in your community and a referral source, these people are going to move. Most of them don't want to move. 93% of people don't want to move, and you're going and knocking on their door, asking them to move, and they don't want to move. But 80% of them are going to have to move. And when they're ready to move or when they need to move, you want to be the one that they think of. Another one I want to talk about very quick is clean out services and downsizers club. You can have a downsizers club, and some of the people on this call do have a downsizers club where you actually charge people a fee to come to your downsizers club. And you can have it at a library or a senior center, charge them a small fee, you give them a workbook and go through this over a several week period, or you can do one downsizers club. You can also offer clean out services at someone's home. You can do it yourself or partner with someone who does. And you want to remember, our downsizers club, I have a hoarder house right now that I'm working with. And you can have classes, you can have a workbook, you can also, some people on this call have community workshops. Every single month, they have a workshop in their community about some topic that relates to seniors. A lady in Ohio has 300 people who come to her downsizers workshop twice a year. And then she gives out a free moving box when they leave. This is a phenomenal opportunity. Remember that seniors have time, right? They have time and they're available during the week. So you don't have to do everything on Saturdays. Most of the time when you're dealing with the general public, first-time buyers or whatever, they're working. Seniors have time. They love to come and listen. They love to come to your meeting and listen and see what you have to offer. They love to come and have little snacks and all kinds of things. Elena's on the call. Elena's had a workshop. The opportunities for workshops are amazing. And you might think, well, what would I talk about? You can't talk about downsizing all the time, but the opportunities are incredible. And the different topics you can come up with are really a lot of fun, and we could give you some suggestions.
You could probably use ChatGPT, Valerie, right?
Well, you absolutely, Tristan. Some of us have used chat. Chat is our new best friend.
My best friend.
So doing downsizing is actually a non-threatening entry point to serve seniors before they are ready to list. They may say, oh, they may come to your downsizers club, have no intention whatsoever in listing their home or moving. But at some point in time, they're going to. And if they've met you and they trust you, they are going to do that. And yes, we would be glad to refer you to the senior call every single morning where we answer the call to serve seniors. Over the last few minutes, thank you very much for letting me share with you 6 powerful ways that you can serve seniors and their families. You may be like me. I am a baby boomer. For some of you, you will think I'm a senior. I'm certainly the adult child of aging parents. I'm in the sandwich generation, and some of you may be in some of those places and you don't know what to do. So serving seniors may not be something you want to do with a career, but it may be something you need to do because of your family situation. So we offer you these opportunities to learn more about serving seniors, from helping them stay safely in their homes, which is so important, to guiding them to the right community to live, to being there when it's time to go to get rid of a lifetime of memories, which is so hard for all of us. And you now have the opportunity to have a toolbox of purpose-driven practices for your business or for your life that make it so important. And let me say again that this is not about cashing in on the aging population. This is about stepping into a role that some of us are prepared to fill. It's about saving lives in many cases. It's about saving families. It's a role of a trusted advisor. And we talk so much in real estate about how we want to be a trusted advisor. And that's exactly what this is, an opportunity to be: a specialist, a calm voice during uncertainty. People who need you, they need someone to listen. If you do this well, with integrity and sincerity and compassion, the money will come, the revenue will come, the business will come. But more importantly, so will the impact. And we hope that you want to do something more impactful. You're looking for a different way to be a real estate agent. You're tired of the same old being a real estate agent. This is an opportunity to make your own lane, to create your own lane and do something that's really impactful and really important. You don't have to do all 6 of these things. You can do one of them, you can do none of them, but hopefully it's opened your eyes to some opportunities to either do these things yourself or to partner with other people in the community and build this as a branch of your business or become the heart of it. Maybe you already have seniors who trust you, and that's great. If you don't, many of you on this call will soon be one of us where we are the seniors or we have seniors in our lives. And this isn't going to go away. It's going to be a long, long, long time that there's more seniors than there are not seniors. And we need to learn how to work with them and make their lives more enjoyable and more interesting, and look at their stage, not their age. And don't think that everybody who's older by your standards of over 55, wants to sell their house and is going to walk around with a cane, because life is going to be very, very different. Thank you for considering the senior call. And I hope that we can help you grow your senior business.
Look at their stage, not their age, Val. I love that one. That should be the shirt for the new Lab Coat Agents Ageless group that you're creating here.
Yes, can I mention that now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please join our group right here on the screen inside Lab Coat Agents. Tristan has given us the opportunity to grow a Lab Coat Agents group for senior citizens and for those of us who want to serve seniors. We call it Ageless Agents Serving Seniors. We'd love for you to be a part of it. We have some moderators who are from different parts of the country and are doing different things. Some of them already, one of our moderators does community workshops every single month. One of them just announced this morning she took 5 listings this morning from seniors who probably 5 months ago had no intention of moving. So the opportunities are amazing if you want to serve rather than sell. But please be a part of our group. We're going to network. We're going to share amazing tools and ideas, things that you can do, things that you can implement, whether you're just the child of an aging adult or whether you want to really serve seniors as a part of your real estate business.
That's awesome. And then guys, look out for Val as well. She'll be in the community. She'll be teaching. And then we've got great plans for this one as well. Valerie, thank you so much. You rock.
Thank you.
Great feedback, by the way, everyone. Did she rock that one or not? We need a hand of applause, a round of applause for Val. Thumbs up, happy
Yeah,
faces.
lots of good comments in the chat.
Yeah. Let's go.
Thank you.
Thanks, Val.